play along. This is the story of Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Red Riding Hood. Now, she was a very excitable but good girl, and she got her name from wearing her red cape with a hood. So stand up for me and make your little Red Riding Hoods. How does she stand? Are her hands together? Is she small? Has she got an excited facial expression with raised eyebrows and big eyes? So you've got your little Red Riding Hood. Now she was listening to her mother. You can be the mother. Is she tall? Is she cross? My mother's going to stand like this. And her mother was telling her to take the basket of cookies to her sick grandma. So now you can be Little Red Riding Hood. I'll pass you the basket and you can receive it. Ready? Here's your basket. So you can take the cookies, maybe lick your lips again. She's very excited. She wants to eat them. But she realizes her mother said they are for Grandma. So look at the cookies and shake your head because you're not going to eat them. You're going to take them into the forest all the way to Grandma's house. So you're going to skip all around the room with your basket of cookies. Off you go. So she's going all the way through the forest, round and round and round, until she sees a wolf. Drop your cookies and jump back and look up at the big bad wolf. But he's smiling. He doesn't look so bad. What's he going to tell you? He's looking at your cookie basket. Maybe you better pick those up and look after them. Good. So you're looking at the wolf and he tells you where you can pick some nice flowers for your grandma. Well, that's good. And he asks you where Grandma lives. So you can tell him. She lives down that path at the end of the forest. Point, lean to show the wolf where she lives. And then back to your basket of cookies and off to pick those flowers. Off you go. And spot the prettiest ones for Grandma. You'll need to bend down to get them and pick as many as you can and put them in your basket. Now I want you to use your imaginations to think about which colours these flowers are. Maybe you pick all the blue ones. Maybe you pick a variety of colours. Put them in your basket and then off you go to Grandma's house. Now when you get there, you're going to knock on the door. So do 3 big knocks on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Oh, don't drop your cookies. Keep hold of your cookies. And then you listen. Lean in, listen for a voice. Now the voice doesn't sound like Grandma's voice, so step back and have a think. Maybe touch your head if you're thinking. Sounds familiar. But then you remember that Grandma's not feeling very well, so she must be fine, just sounding a bit funny. So hold on to those cookies and with the other hand, open the door and let yourself in to Grandma's house. Make your way through the house because you know where Grandma's room is. All the way through until you see her. It's very dark in Grandma's house. She must have pulled the curtains. Now pop your cookies down on her bedside table. And then you're going to say, what big eyes you have, Grandma. You say that. And Grandma replies, all the better to see you with, my dear. Again, the voice sounds very familiar, but very strange. And then I want you to say, what big ears you have, Grandma. Off you go. All the better to hear you with, my dear, replies Grandma again in a very strange voice. And then you say to her, what big teeth you have. And Grandma replies with, all the better to eat you with, my dear. Now you're going to be pretty frightened at this. So you're going to run on the spot as fast as you can. Run. Have a think. Where are you going to go? Search around, run around the room. And then I want you to pretend to lock yourself away in Grandma's wardrobe. In you go. Okay, you're going to put yourself, shut both doors. Oh, you're inside Grandma's wardrobe. Nice and safe, because that was definitely the wolf. Actually, let's make ourselves even smaller inside Grandma's wardrobe. And guess what? Grandma's in there too. So you can smile and breathe a sigh of relief that Grandma's actually okay. She's in the wardrobe with you. So I want you to stand up. Give Grandma a big hug because you're glad she's in the wardrobe. And then come up with a plan. Have a think. You're inside the wardrobe, Grandma's inside the wardrobe, and you've got to get away from the wolf. Now he's a silly wolf and you have left your cookies out there. So he's distracted and he's busy eating your cookies. So have a think and whisper a plan to Grandma. Off you go. She's taller than you, so you're going to need to reach. She might bend down for you, so you're going to whisper your plan to Grandma. Okay, so you and Grandma are going to burst out of the wardrobe on the count of 3. And then you can run all the way home safely away from the wolf. The good thing is, you can hear the wolf just outside the wardrobe. If you push hard enough, you'll knock him and be able to get away, no problem. Ready? You and Grandma, on the count of 3, you're going to push open the wardrobe. Ready? It's heavy. 3, 2, 1. Push and run as fast as you can run. Run. All the way home. Catch your breath. You need to act that you've been running for a long time all the way through the woods. And then you need to explain to Mother what happened. I'll be Mother. You can explain to me. Little Red Riding Hood, what are you doing here with Grandma? You were supposed to give her cookies. Now it's your turn, explain. So become Red Riding Hood and tell me what happened. Interesting. Sounds like I've lost that basket for good. Never mind, let's get you in and have some tea. And Little Red Riding Hood and her mother and her grandmother lived happily ever after. The wolf is still sulking somewhere in the forest.